guys, and welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today I am going to be breaking down what's going on with my first paycheck for the month of February. So last month I started something a little different for me. I am a monthly budgeter where really all I ever really track is what my bills are going to be for the month. And up until December, I felt like I was filling in sinking funds really well. And then November, December came of last year, and I really all of a sudden went, why do I feel like nothing's going into my sinking funds? So I decided to change things up in the month of January to see if I could figure it out. And I started writing out a weekly budget, which I have not done, and I can't tell you, I don't think ever until this year, because I'm trying to see why I feel like my sinking funds aren't getting what they had been getting. So I think I have an idea, but I'm still going to budget out the month of February, where every week I go through and write down what I'm doing with each of my paychecks. Now I do keep this in a spreadsheet, but I can't access the spreadsheet, and then it's on different sheets for every month. And just the way I've got it, I can't figure out what in the world is going on. And doing it this way over the last month, these last 4 weeks, I think actually I've come up with an idea of why I feel like my sinking funds aren't getting what I feel they should. So I want to go through and see February, if it really does come for February. So last month I did the first check of the month is mine, the second check is his, the third check is mine, the fourth check is his. So last month I did week 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this month I've decided I'm going to do it differently, where mine are on the same, so this will be week 1, week 3, and then his will be here week 2 and week 4. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just fill all of these in. I love this journal. It's got months across the top. I could circle dates. I think this is a fantastic journal, and I absolutely love it. So this is for February. So February. Oh, I've had budget, but that's okay. February, week 1. So I'm gonna kind of set it up similar to what I did for my other weeks, where I write down what my income is, what my bills are, what my sinking funds are going out, and what my savings challenge is, and what I'm doing for those. So income. Now I did not have a carryover from what I had originally for my last check. That $25.01 I'm leaving in my account. It is not being carried over with me. So this is just my check, our check, and I got paid. I basically get the same check every week, $1,437.63. So I am working with $1,437.63. So if you have been watching for any length of time, sometimes you'll notice that I get my numbers backwards. Sometimes I flip them around. I have done this my entire life. It is something that I've learned to double check. I love numbers. Numbers don't always love me. Speaking of that, if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate if you take a second to push subscribe down below. It helps me, helps all of the YouTube analytics go on, so I would really appreciate a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'd love to hear your comments on what you think about my budget. Alright, so next, I typically I was writing down the bills, and the only bill I actually pay out of this check is the mortgage. So it's taken 20 years. I feel very fortunate that I can take the whole mortgage, I can take this whole bill out of my check. years and years and years and years and years, I had to break the mortgage up because I never made it more than the mortgage. So if that's you, your rent or your mortgage, if your paycheck is not large enough to cover the whole bill, then think about breaking it up into twice a month. Or maybe you have 4 checks a month and maybe you want to pull a little bit out of every one of your checks. But I feel so fortunate that I am finally at a point where the mortgage is lower than what I am bringing in. So when I take $1,400 minus $1,150, which is the mortgage payment, I am left with $287.63. And then I like to divide it up so that I can see where each of those sections is. And then next are sinking funds. Now, I'm actually going to do the same 3 sinking funds that I did on the first. So my first one will be investing. I put money into a brokerage every month. Every one of my paychecks I do. So I will put $25 into my brokerage. I have an extra retirement account, and really it's just a high interest savings account. That's all it is. I do have retirement from my job. I have a couple retirement from my job, and this is just a little bit extra. It's a cush. That's all it is. And then I will put a little bit of money into our actual savings account that is what I would call spendable savings account, and that is $20 as well. So in all, the only sinking funds that are actually going to get money are these 3. These 3 are not cash that I pull out of the bank. These 3 actually just get shifted out of my bank account digitally into these 3 places. So when I subtract $65 from this, I am left with $222.63. Make my separation. All right, next up are savings challenges. So I have a couple of savings challenges that I am trying really hard to fund. I think savings challenges are why I feel like my sinking funds aren't getting stuffed, but I haven't quite made that determination yet. I feel like I have too many. I think I've got 7 different savings challenges going on right now, and instead of putting into my sinking funds, I feel like I'm putting more into my savings challenges, and I think that's where my extra money is going, but I want to wait until the end of February to definitely make that choice and that decision. So I have a 1 month ahead where I'm going to put $20. This is what I'm calling my save $2022 in 2022. So I'm going to stuff $20 over there. I have a $1 savings challenge, and that $1 savings challenge actually is my Christmas fund. So I'm going to put $7 in it. And then I have a holiday challenge. Currently it is for Valentine's Day, and then anything that's left over will roll into the next holiday, but I'm going to put $3 in there because I know it's not fully funded yet. It's close. It's so stinking close, but it's not fully funded yet. So I will take this, which is $30, and this will go into my savings challenges. So 222 minus 30 is, oh, wrong line, is $192.63. And then I actually leave this in my account, not as a buffer, but as a going into the bills on the 15th that come out of my check, my second check of the month. So I like to leave this in here because I know that second check gets pretty tight, And then I like to divvy it up into a whole bunch of different savings challenges as well and sinking funds. So I kind of just leave this in my account. Just like last month I had 200. This time I only have 192. That reason is because my mortgage went up an extra $10. Escrow account, though I appreciate my escrow account, sometimes I don't appreciate my escrow account, so it went up $10, which took me down the $10. I was at 200, now I'm at 192. So February week 1 done. We will see how all of this goes, and if my thought process is correct. Oh, I am doing one more thing. If you've stuck around this long, I actually am going to do a bonus savings challenge every month where I pull this out of my cash funds. I've decided that the month of February I'm going to do a bonus savings challenge where I save $1 every day the high temperature is below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So I am in the state of Florida, and actually I'm a teacher, and I had to do graphing one year with my kids, and it was the funniest thing because we picked the month of February. It was March when we did the graphing stuff, and in February I pulled all of the highs in the month, and I couldn't believe how warm it really was. So I thought it would be fun that I could possibly save an extra $28, almost $30 if every day was below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I need you to know we're a little bit into February, and I'm not doing so good so far. I think a couple of the days have been like 70s and 80s. So at this point, I don't know. I haven't done anything, but this cash actually is going to be pulled out of my cash funds. So anything that I have in my cash funds is fair game. So as I go along, I'll fill in the high temperature and then put how many dollars that I need to figure out where it's coming from. Now, unfortunately, this does not align with a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like, I think the first was Tuesday. Yeah, the first was Tuesday. So I'm trying to do it by week, not by day of the week. So don't have anything to fill in just yet, but I know that the first couple days in February have not been under $60. So unfortunately, I'm not getting to stuff anything extra. But this is my February week 1 budget. We will see how it all goes, if everything works out. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today as I work through this with you to see why I only stuffed 3 sinking funds. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.